That mistake literally costed me the job. Well, that's not what I had planned today, but it is completely my fault. Like, you live and you learn. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another day in the life. In today's video, I have a pretty straightforward house wash for you guys. I just wanted to pick up the camera, to be honest, record some content. So I'm freestyling today. Let's see what I come up with. I've got the house wash. I do have to stop by a UPS store to take my Wi-Fi box back because where we live now, 5G internet is horrible. But that's pretty much it. I wanted to get some good yaps in today. You can see we got the microphone, so hopefully the background noise of the truck and the road and stuff is not drowning out my voice. We got the tripod today, and the weather looks like it's going to be a good one. There's some cloud cover, so maybe we get shaded from this blistering sun that we have down here in Florida. The high for today is definitely in the 90s. I didn't check. If you guys watched the last video, you know I got my Crocs with no socks on.
Boy, if you don't get
The pressure washer that my customer gave me last video did run. Go check that out if you haven't. I ran it when I got home. I think the gas in it was old and it had some water in it because I ran it. It sputtered just like he said. I took the carb off. That was a pain. If that thing ever needs the carb pulled, I'm selling it instantly because that was terrible. There was just two bolts that held everything together. There was like bolts like 5 inches, and they literally just went through everything. Like, I don't understand who thought that was a good idea, but I had to like line every single hole back up. There was like 20 holes, and I had to get those bolts through everything and the gaskets. So that was horrible, but I cleaned the carb. There wasn't really too much in the carb, if you guys know anything about that. Drained the gas. I put some fresh gas in it, and it seemed to run pretty good. There was a slight leak. Well, kind of more than a slight leak in the pump itself. Water wise, there was pretty much water just I wouldn't say dripping out. It was doing more than dripping out. It was like drizzling out of the pump at the bottom, like the gasket was bad or something. So, but besides that, it did run really good. I think if I can get that gasket replaced, if there even is a gasket there, I'm sure there is since there's water and oil and stuff in there. But if I can get that gasket replaced, I'm sure that would be a pretty reliable machine for me. Either if I either want to sell it or if I want to go ahead and keep it and have someone rinse down behind me if I have a big project, or just help me out on a project. On a completely different note, one thing I am super excited for is college football this weekend, week 1. I've been waiting all year for these games. What I need to start bringing to you guys is some good old college football debates. Please tell me you guys like college football. If you do, drop your favorite team in the comments below and your record prediction for them. And I've been thinking, and one thing I may put in this video, maybe towards the end, me and my girlfriend are headed up to Georgia to go to the Georgia Aquarium for her birthday. And apparently it's this big thing. I don't really know much about it. I'm just pretty much going. I'm pretty much just going without any knowledge of what it's actually like. I haven't done any research or anything, so it'll be a complete surprise for me. But she's really excited, so I'm really excited. So I may throw that in the end of the video just because I think it'd be a cool experience for us to have, on record, and maybe put some of you guys onto it so that you can go visit it yourselves. But we are pulling up to the customer's property now in maybe about 60 seconds or so. So we'll see what it looks like. I'll walk you guys around and we can go ahead and get this thing on the road. So we are here at the property and pretty much just a routine cleaning. Like I said, it's not really too bad, but we're setting up to do just a quick demo spot for the owners because I do believe, and I brought this to their attention, that's what brought on the demo spot, was the fact that I think that staining there on the fascia is actually the tar from underneath the drip edge kind of running down. I've seen this before. I'm not 100% sure that it's tar, but pretty much every time that I've encountered it and tried to wash it, the organic wash didn't really make a difference. I let them know that the soffits here are pretty bad and that is all mold and growth, but the fascia staining here is more than likely that tar stuff. So after our demo, here is the spot that we demoed for them. You can see that tar staining didn't really get affected too much, but the soffits are a black and white difference. And unfortunately, that was a deal breaker for them, so we're gonna get packed up and get out of here. Well, that's not what I had planned today, but it is completely my fault. Like, you live and you learn. That's just something that you have to accept when you're doing remote quotes like I do, is that some of the jobs are going to have some unexpected twists and turns, and sometimes you're going to go out there thinking that the customer wants something when their main concern was something else, and that's not really something that you can clean in this case or provide in another case. Another another example I can think of something like this where I quoted remotely and this kind of happened was this guy had quite a bit of dirt daubers around his home, and if you know anything about pressure washing, you can blast those dirt daubers with everything you've got, the nests, the dirt nests, and no matter how much pressure you give it, no matter what you do to it, it doesn't really fully come out unless you get up there and kind of scrub at it a little bit, maybe throw some degreaser in there as well. It's just something that you can't really avoid when doing remote quoting. But on to the next. I mean, even if I would have went out to do an in-person estimate and told them that and gave them a little demo, the only benefit would have been that I didn't schedule them in and I could have had someone else on the schedule for today. But I mean, it's not really too big of a deal. I'm not really worried about it. Either way, I would have had to make the trip. So we're starting fresh. It is the next day, and I'm heading out to a house wash that I booked yesterday after what happened. So, um, everything happens for a reason. We dropped the ball on that job, and we picked up another one for today. So we're gonna make the best of what we got. I've only got a couple minutes because this job is pretty close to where I live. The weather for today is supposed to be pretty cloudy, but it looks like the clouds are actually clearing up, which is, I'm not going to say bad news for me because I work in the sun literally every day, but I was hoping it'd be cloudy, a little cooler than it has been, but maybe we'll get some blistering sun today. Hopefully not, though. We're going to knock this job out. She said it hadn't been cleaned in about 4 years. So I'm assuming that there are some green spots, here and there. Hopefully it's not terrible. I don't think it will be because she lives in an HOA neighborhood. So HOA told her it was time, sent her a letter, and she got in contact with me. And we're going to take care of it for her. You guys know the drill. After I get done chatting with the customer, I'm going to walk you guys around, show you the job, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So starting at this far side gate here, this side really isn't too bad. There's a little bit of algae in the screen here. I don't know if I have enough chemical with me today to knock out this fence, but I definitely want to ask her if she'd be interested in getting the fence done. There are some spots that are decently bad, like there. The chimney's got some growth as well. The algae shouldn't be a problem, but this orange stuff down here is super stubborn. There. But we'll get it cleaned up for her. You can see this fence pretty much all the way around has lichen and algae and everything, but we're here for the house, and I'll talk to her about the what is that? I don't want to get blamed for this. Looks like somebody already put some kind of chemical on the wall there and I guess didn't rinse it or something. But this is what we got. There's only a few spots here in the front. And then finish up on that side over there. That is the job for today. So we're all finished up. Just want to show you guys, speed run through this real quick while I take my final walk around. It actually cleaned up a lot of this back patio, even though I didn't pressure wash anything there. A lot of that green actually came up, and she said she does want an estimate for all the concrete and the fence as well. I don't have enough chemical to get it done for her today, but she wants to go ahead and knock everything out in steps anyway, so that works out. But you can see all of that stuff along the bottom there. There was some of that orangish stuff on there. Everything came out really nice. all the stuff that was coming off of there, and the white trim is all cleaned up. And some of this is still drying because I just finished up. And that is the job. We're just about packed up and we're gonna head out of here. We are back in the Ranger, another satisfied customer. She did actually want a quote. I think I said this already, but she did actually want a quote for all the concrete and the fence, but she wanted to get it done in steps. So she said she's probably gonna do the driveway next because that's what the HOA is gonna complain about. But she was super excited. I got a nice tip as well. And the job really wasn't too bad, like I said. The only real part that was pretty difficult was, one, how stubborn that stuff at the foundations are. I freaking hate that stuff. You either have to hit it with a really hot mix or go over it a few times. And then whenever people don't really get their house washed that often, their soffits kind of like start to collect dirt on the inside of it. The dirt doesn't stop flowing out. It literally just, like, no matter how much you spray it, it's like when you try and clean it, it's like this continuous cycle of you shooting water up there, obviously not with any kind of pressure or anything, but just putting water up there. It makes the dirt kind of rinse out. So it's like the only way to clean it would be to spray it with water, but when you spray it with water, more dirt comes out, so the soffits look dirty still, but it's kind of just like surface dirt. So that's really annoying to deal with. Let me know if you guys have any tips on how to deal with that. Besides that, it wasn't too bad. The sun wasn't out too much. Pretty cool morning for the most part. But she was happy to give me a Google review. I sent her the link. And she also said that she would post me in the neighborhood Facebook group. So hopefully, you know how that goes. The customer says one thing. So hopefully she follows through with that. That would be really cool. This isn't too far away from my house, like I said. So I would love to get in the area a little bit more. And that would be one way to do it for sure. But I think I might end the video here. I may show a couple of clips from this weekend for my girlfriend's birthday at the Georgia Aquarium. I think it'll be cool. So if I am going to throw some clips in there, it'll be right now. But of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like, a comment, a sub. You guys know how to show love on YouTube. But with that being said, I will see you guys, you know when, in the next video.